All right, guys, let's talk trigger control at speed. I really like this drill because if we think about shooting, there's two reasons why you miss. One, the sights were not on the target, or two, you move the gun before the gun went off. And number two is the culprit the vast majority of the time, unless you're just being impatient, driving the gun too fast. So this drill specifically trains gripping the gun with constant and unchanging tension with this hand and these fingers right here. And then what we're doing is we're trying to press the trigger as fast as we can with this finger right here without moving the gun, okay? It's definitely a lot easier said than done, all right? There's a couple different variations of this drill. One, we can start lightly touching the trigger. Two, we can start off the trigger. Three, we can actually extend our finger all the way until we're touching the front edge of the trigger guard, all right? All you need for this drill is a shot timer. Start. I personally like to do this drill on steel at like 25 yards because it's very clear and obvious whether or not you move the gun. Ideally, you should also have the awareness to track the red dot if you have one on your gun and notice, is that dot dipping before the shot breaks? If you see that dot flash to the 6 o'clock, you are moving the gun before it goes off. Ideally, we see no movement of the dots whatsoever. We keep these hands clenched on the gun with constant unchanging tension. When you hear the beep, we smash that trigger to the rear as fast as we can and have a hit, all right? I'll go ahead and demo this and we'll see how it goes. All right, so 8-inch steel, 25 yards. We'll be starting with a hot gun. Shot timer has a delay. If you got a buddy run the clock, you can just stand behind you and run it. Remember, the goal is to not see a dip at the 6 o'clock and to have a hit. If we shoot on steel, it's very clear whether or not we had a hit, and it means that most likely was very little, if any, movement in the gun, okay? I'll probably have a few hits and a few misses, and we're trying to have that shot break as soon as possible. All right, let's see how this goes. Just to the left. Gun was waving in the wind. I could see that one. It didn't dip, but it was a miss. .19. .19. .17. So I think .2 is a pretty good time. That was me on the trigger. I'm going to come off the trigger now and see how that goes. .22. Slower because I'm off the trigger. .2. .2. Now I'm going to come all the way to the front of a trigger guard. It's going to make it even more challenging, probably take more time. See how that goes. Miss. .25. Even slower. Miss at .24. And a .28. All right, so trigger control at speed. One of my favorite drills. I personally really struggle with moving the gun before it goes off, so this is a great drill for myself. Give it a try.